Today we'll be discussing Jets quarterback Zach Wilson and how some fans are underselling him in 2022. Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today I'm talking Zach Wilson, on the field Zach Wilson, not off the field Zach Wilson. Before we get started today, I just want to mention you can follow on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast. We also have bonus content over on Patreon if you're interested in bonus podcasts and bonus articles, and during the season you'll have Jets analytics. And then also have to mention today is the big day. The Jeremy Ruckert signing on Long Island from the guys with the Jets Lounge. Myself and Richie will be broadcasting live. So if you're unable to attend, don't worry, you can still watch. Make sure to subscribe on this channel, and that's where it's going to be, 6 to 8 p.m. Looking forward to it. So something that I've noticed is obviously everyone's trying to talk about what is Zach going to look like in year two? What is the year two leap going to look like? And you have people who are very, very optimistic, and you have people who are a little bit on the pessimistic side. And I genuinely am trying to do my progressions and go through and do my predictions. And I've been doing it for a while now. It's going to come out in early August, obviously, like right around, before the start of the season. We'll go through each position. But something that I find very interesting is there's a portion of the fans who think they're being positive with these projections, but they're really not. And one of the numbers that I see that comes up a lot for passing yards, I see people say, hey, if he's around 3,500 or 3,600 yards, I'd be happy. In a 16 or 17 game season, right? I would be pretty disappointed if Zach Wilson's throwing for 3,500 yards if he's playing 16 or 17 games. Number one, the first thing that you need from Zach Wilson is you need him to play 16 or 17 games, right? Like if he's hurt again, then you're just falling into the same pattern with Sam Darnold, and the Jets haven't had a healthy quarterback in years. It's been years and years and years since they've had a quarterback play a full season. You'd have to go back to 2013. Geno Smith, I believe, was the last time they had a quarterback play and start every single game of a season. That's almost 10 years ago. That's crazy to me, but that's the reality that the Jets are living in, right? So first, let's even say you can miss one game and play 16 games. 3,500 yards of the quarterbacks to start 16 or 17 games last year, 3,500 yards would be dead last in the NFL. Zach Wilson cannot be dead last in the NFL in passing yards this year. That's 206 yards per game if he's playing a 17-game season. That's not good enough. For some context, the lowest of any quarterback to play 16 or 17 games was Carson Wentz, who played 17 and threw for 3,563 yards. Like I said, the lowest of anyone with 16 or 17 starts in a season last year. Of guys who played 16 or 17 games, you had like Trevor Lawrence really struggled as a rookie, 3,641 yards. Ryan Tannehill, no one, like especially the Tennessee Titans, they might be the only ground and pound team in the NFL. He still threw for 3,734 yards. Mac Jones, he threw 3 passes in one of the games, and he still threw for 3,801 yards. Jimmy G only played 15 games and threw for 3,810 yards. 15 games. We're saying that you can't be a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. And look, I'm not coming on here and saying that I think Zach Wilson's going to throw for 5,000 yards or even 4,500 yards. But there's no reason to say that it's unfair or unrealistic to have this guy somewhere between 3,800, 4,000 yards. Yeah, I know it's taboo to mention that 4,000 yard number because the Jets have one 4,000-yard passer in their entire team's history, and it came in the 60s when no one was doing it. It doesn't make any logical sense, but with the added 17th game, there's no reason to think that this guy can't be at least close to 4,000 yards, maybe a little bit higher. And by a little bit higher, I'm talking like 4,100. I think anything above that is probably asking a little bit too much. But if you're between 38 and 4,100 passing yards, I think that's probably pretty fair. We're talking about for 4,000 yards over 17 games. It's really not as many passing yards as you think anymore with the added game. It's 235 passing yards a game. 235. That's a reasonable ask for a quarterback in today's game. And if it's a little bit below that, if it's coming in at 3,900 passing yards, that's fine. I think that is, like I said, I think it's completely reasonable if you're expecting someone to play a full season. And when I see these 35 or 3,600 yard guesses, I don't see that. I would be really, again, I'd be really disappointed if the step up, the big giant year 2 leap with all the additions on the offense, the improved offensive line, you bring in Laken Tomlinson, hopefully you have Mekhi Becton back playing on the right or left side of the offensive line. You drafted Breece Hall in the 2nd round, who's a good running back who could also catch out of the backfield. You have Michael Carter, who was really good last year. You brought in 3 new tight ends in Jeremy Ruckert, who might not even have that big of a role this year. But you have Tyler Conklin now and CJ Uzama, and you have Garrett Wilson, who you took 10th overall, and you have Corey Davis coming back, and you have Elijah Moore in year 2, and you brought back Braxton Berrios. There's so many guys that he could be spreading the football around to. And I just think it's very much so underselling Zach Wilson if you're projecting him at 35 or 3,600 yards. I know that that's somewhere around, and if you were to just go and look at passing yards for individuals in 2021, that's somewhere around the middle of the pack. But that's because you have these guys who miss time, and you have like Kyler Murray, I think threw for 3,700 yards, somewhere in that range, and he only played like 15 games. These guys who are in the 35 or 3,600 range, they're missing time. And I don't want Zach Wilson to miss time this year. He's got to play. We want to see this guy on the field. And if you want to have a legitimate shot of knowing if Zach Wilson's the future or not on this team, he's got to be playing 16, 17 games. The Jets need him to. And again, I just went through it, but every single year this team deals with injuries at the quarterback position or a wild sickness in mono. Like, it's just so bizarre. Last year, Wilson got hurt. Darnold got hurt in 2020 and was ineffective, but got hurt. 2019, you had the mono. 2018, as a rookie, Sam Darnold got hurt. 2017, Josh McCown, hey, he surprised. He looked pretty good. Got hurt, missed the last 4 games of the year. Before that, in 2016, it was a lot of ineffectiveness from Ryan Fitzpatrick. But even Geno Smith got hurt. I think Fitz did get hurt. We know Fitz got hurt in 2015. Yeah, 2015 he got hurt, and Geno Smith had to come in and play in that Raiders game. He might have got credited with the 16 starts, but still, quarterback got hurt, missed time. 2014, it was Geno Smith and Mike Vick, and Geno was ineffective. You have to go back to 2013 for the last time a Jets quarterback played the entire season. That's wild to me. Wild. Get your quarterback to play 16 or 17 games, and I don't know, how about enter the 21st century and throw for close to 38, 39, 4,000 yards, somewhere in that range. That's not asking too much, and I understand the Jets are going to run the football a lot. And that's totally fine. But we just went through it. Ryan Tannehill in probably the league's most run-happy offense threw for 3,734 yards. It's not impossible. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are you underselling Zach Wilson? Where do you think he is going to come in passing yards? Let me know. Sound off in the comments. Hopefully I see you later at the Jeremy Ruckert signing. If not, well, I'll see you on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll talk to you next time.